Hey, this is Rich, and today's price action is going to be on the SPY. Looking at the Spider S&P 500 ETF. It's a great way to judge the market overall. A lot of people use it, a lot of people trade it, so why not discuss it today and see if we can find some price action to get in on this market, which is insane. If you've been trading or you've been watching the markets, you're probably a little bit excited, a little bit nervous, a little freaked out, all the above. There's a lot to be had here, and the question is, where do we go from here is going to be very difficult to answer. Where do we go from here? We've dropped off so far, so fast in all markets. We're talking from oil to currency to just the stocks overall. Obviously, they made it a lot easier for people to take trades on the short side, and those are available to you. We do look at SPXS a lot, and that will cover basically the opposite of what we are seeing here, but sometimes it's easier to discuss what is happening on the markets using SPY versus looking at a reverse ETF. And in this case, we are focused on what is happening at the moment. So we're hitting some interesting price points here. This is just a daily on a 3-day, basically going back 3 days using a 5-minute chart. My lines are showing some interesting now current resistance here on this gap down today. We're punched up a couple times, which is pretty interesting. You could have taken a short trade here because of this resistance level. But the markets seem like they want to fight up. I think there's a lot of short sellers out there, and big money might move the markets just enough to bring in a little squeeze. We had a nice rally yesterday, which is even enough. It's a long, pretty much everything we did yesterday, we lost today. We have made moves back up using the gap down here. We've come up quite a bit, but we're hitting some resistance right now. And the question is, are there enough buyers right now to push it up? Well, if we do get past this line, this will become a gravy support line. And then we can push back up to 255, showing 243 right now. Do we take a trade here? I think you missed it on the short side unless we completely bottom out with some news that comes out over the next 15 to 30 minutes, because it's around 10:30 right now. We're March 18th, by the way, and we are just focusing on finding a good entry. We're not necessarily looking for the long trade right here. I think there's still moves to go down. I think oil is going to be a big factor going forward. Oil dropped off even to its 18-year low today. This is the Van Vectors ETF Oil Services Fund, or ETF, I should say. And it's had a long year. This is 2-year chart, and it's just been death all the way down. And people were like, okay, let's get in the long side. Let's take some long calls, looking way out. But there's still so much supply, and other people are making more supply, like Saudi Arabia, that the prices people aren't driving right now. People are not driving. People aren't using oil like they used to, a month ago. So there's going to be this gluttony of supply, and how will that affect everyone is going to be a big factor. So there's no need to jump in on oil just yet. If you need to get in, you can start taking some nips and bites here and there, but you need to be careful. This could bottom out at like 16 or 15. We're currently at like 23, and that can really take a punishment. You just need to watch yourself a bit. So going back to the SPY, we'll zoom in a little bit here. I guess I want a weekly chart because I was on that last one. So we'll go to a 5-day, go to 5-minute, and you can see here this huge rally here. But then just the gap down, just like there's no rhyme or reason. We crazy move up, crazy move down, good move up, good move down. So we are holding this ground here. It seems like it wants to hold for a little bit. I think traders are just being a little bit cautious right now. If I had to guess, we're going down. If I had to guess, we're going to make new lows today. And and that's what a lot of people are thinking. A lot of people are thinking. So you got to think mentally, but we're focused on price action, and price action is showing a stability of trying to bust up, but it's not doing it. It's just not going. So we're going to look for a short trade here and see what happens. So we're going to come back in a little bit and see how it plays out. Okay, we are back, and it is now 11:17, the same day, of course, and we are looking at the SPY. We'll say around 40 minutes later. We put a little arrow in here to show you when we decided to take a short trade. And you can see here it's working out pretty well based on the price action. So we put a line here as well at the 243 area, which is around the region we were at when I paused the video, and we're currently at the 38 level. So perfect numbers there, 5 points in a matter of 40 minutes. Pretty good trade here if you took it. If you were looking at this price action here, this consolidation after the initial gap down, we rose up, consolidated, and now we've fallen back down to close to the lows of the day. We're not there yet. We might turn a bit here. It's going to be questionable whether that happens or not. Plenty of more trading for the day to occur, but we are getting to that area where the volume will kind of slow down just a bit until the late afternoon, and I'm sure there'll be some kind of news conference or something that happens that will make things go a little bit crazy. But overall, this was a pretty good trade. I think you didn't have much pain at all. Maybe went up against you a point here. But you would have to, if you're getting in this trade, you'd most likely have to set a stop above the highs of the day. So you're not getting too wiggled out. The stop would have been, like 3 points above. So you got to watch the volume, what you want to trade and how much you want to risk. But this one worked out pretty good. If you looked at other symbols, so we'll go to SPXS. Okay, it's the same idea here. So we're talking around, this consolidation area on the SPXS. Okay, so we're looking at around 21, 20, between probably 22 was the area. Remember, this went against you, so it's probably around here, and then it moved up to around 23.5 at the high. So that's a 1.5 on the SPXS. So that's definitely a nice trade there as well. Of course, that's the reverse SPY, and great trade for us. Getting started here, trying to share with you some price action. Again, disclaimer, make sure you have the risk tolerance for trading and you're aware that you can lose your money just like you can make money, and even faster on the losing side. So I'm not an advisor. I'm just showing some information about price action and trades and how we look at things. Or we gapped up. We're in a crazy market right now, so price action is going to be significant to both directions, mainly to the downside, until we see some kind of leveling out. Lean more towards the short side or long side on the SPXS. On a bull market, you're always looking for buys. In a bear market, you're looking for shorts. So be careful of the dips. If you buy in, make sure you don't go all in. And we'll see you in the next video, and we'll continue the series on price action, trading several different stocks, including the SPY and SPXS. So have a good one. This is Rich, and we'll talk to you soon.